Just 5 more minutes. But I'm not finished. I hate you. You are the worst mom ever. Does this sound familiar? It starts innocently. You give them the iPad in the car to get some peace. Then you give it to them at a restaurant so you can eat a meal without chaos. Then it becomes the only way to get them to eat dinner. And then you try to take it away. And the sweet child you love transforms into something else. The eyes go wide. The screaming starts. It is not just a tantrum, it is a meltdown that shakes the whole house. They kick, they hit, they look at you with pure rage. You stand there, holding the glowing rectangle, looking at your screaming child, and you feel a terrible knot in your stomach. You think, did I break my child? Are they addicted? Why can't they just play like a normal kid? If you are nodding your head right now, listen to me. You are not alone, and this is not your fault. You are fighting against an army of engineers who designed that screen to hack your child's brain. Today, we're going to fix this. I am going to show you exactly what this digital super stimulant looks like inside a 4-year-old's brain. We're going to expose the lie about educational apps. And most importantly, I'm going to give you a specific, battle-tested script to break the addiction without breaking your bond. To fix the problem, we first need to understand the scream. Why is it so intense? It comes down to one molecule: dopamine. Dopamine is the brain's reward currency. When your child builds a tower with Legos, or draws a picture, or runs in the grass, their brain releases a steady, healthy drip of dopamine. It's a gentle wave. It feels good, but it takes effort. Now look at the screen. When Oliver opens YouTube Kids or plays a fast-paced game, his brain isn't getting a drip, it is getting a fire hose. The bright colors, the hyperspeed editing, the funny sounds, the instant rewards, it creates a dopamine spike that is unnaturally high. Neuroscientists call this a supernormal stimulus. It acts like digital sugar. Dr. Anna Lemke, a brilliant psychiatrist from Stanford University, explains it like a balance scale. Imagine a seesaw in your child's brain. One side is pleasure, the other is pain. When the iPad slams down hard on the pleasure side, the brain panics. It says, "Whoa, this is too much." To restore balance, the brain creates a counterweight. It presses down hard on the side of pain. This is the critical moment parents miss. When you take the iPad away, the pleasure doesn't just stop. The seesaw slams violently onto the side of pain. Your child physically plunges into a dopamine deficit. That scream, that aggression, that wasn't manipulation. That was withdrawal. That was physical pain. In that moment, Oliver is irritable, anxious, and aggressive because his brain is crashing. The real world, your face, his toys, the car ride, feels incredibly boring and gray compared to the digital world. This is called dopamine tolerance, and the more he watches, the higher his tolerance goes. But wait, you might say, my child watches educational stuff. He is learning his ABCs. He is playing logic puzzles. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we need to bust this myth right now. Most educational apps are wolves in wolves' clothing. Yes, they might teach the letter A, but look how they teach it. When he gets the answer right, boom, confetti, fireworks, funny sounds, coins. The app isn't training his brain to love learning. It is training his brain to love the reward. It is conditioning him to expect a party every time he does something simple. Real learning is slow. Real learning is frustrating. Real learning is boring sometimes. By feeding them these hyper-stimulating educational games, we are actually making it harder for them to sit in a real classroom with a real teacher who doesn't explode into confetti every time they raise their hand. We are destroying their attention span in the name of education. Now, before we get to the solution, I want to pause.
I know what you were feeling. You were feeling guilty. You were thinking, I did this. I gave him the tablet. I ruined him. Stop. Parenting today is harder than it has ever been. We don't have villages. We have full-time jobs, mortgages, and endless stress. The screen is the cheapest, most effective babysitter ever invented. It buys us silence. It buys us sanity. You used it because you had to survive. You are not a bad parent for needing a break. But now that you know the cost, now that you see the habit taking root, it is time to be brave. It is time to be the captain of the ship again. Are you ready? You cannot fix a chemical imbalance with yelling, and you cannot fix it by negotiating with a 4-year-old. You need a reset, a detox. I am going to give you the 4-step protocol. This is not easy. I'm going to be honest, the first 48 hours will be hell. But if you stick to the script, by day 4, you will see a miracle. Step 1, the bridge, preparation. Never, ever rip a screen out of a child's hands without warning. That is a shock to their nervous system. It triggers the fight or flight response instantly. Instead, build a bridge back to reality. The script. 5 minutes before time is up, walk over. Don't shout from the kitchen, get close. Touch their shoulder, enter their world. Ask, wow, that looks cool. What is that character doing? Wait for them to answer. Connect with them. Then set the boundary. Okay, buddy, the timer is set for 5 minutes. When the beeper beeps, the iPad is going to sleep. And here is the magic question. When the timer beeps, do you want to turn it off yourself, or do you want me to help you turn it off? This gives them a tiny bit of control in a situation where they feel powerless. Step 2, the silent anchor, surviving the crash. The timer beeps. Now comes the hard part. He will probably scream. He will beg. He might say, I hate you, or you're the worst. Your instinct will be to argue. You will want to say, don't talk to me like that. I let you watch for an hour. You're being ungrateful. Do not do this. You cannot reason with a drunk person, and you cannot reason with a brain and dopamine withdrawal. His logic center, the prefrontal cortex, is offline. If you talk, you're just adding noise to the chaos. Instead, become the silent anchor. Sit down on the floor, lower your body, be calm, be boring. Take the device firmly and put it away high up. Then say this one script and then stop talking. I know, it is so hard to stop. You really wanted to watch more. I am not going to change my mind, but I am here with you. If he screams, let him scream. If he tries to hit you, gently block his hands and say firmly, I won't let you hit me. I am keeping us safe. Do not send him to his room. Stay there. Be the calm presence that validates his pain without fixing it. Let the wave crash. It will end. Step 3. Embrace the boredom, the healing. Once the tears stop, he will look around. He will look lost. He might say, I'm bored. There's nothing to do. This is the moment of healing. Parents are terrified of boredom. We rush to entertain. Don't. Boredom is not the problem. Boredom is the cure. When the brain isn't being bombarded by high-speed dopamine, it starts to reset its sensitivity levels. In the absence of the super stimulus, the brain starts to look for dopamine in slow things. You can offer what we call sensory invitations, but keep them low-key, like, I'm going to build a fort with these blankets, or I need help crushing these cardboard boxes. Physical, heavy work is great for regulating anger. Or, let's go outside and jump in puddles. But do not turn on the TV. Do not give your phone. Let them be bored. Usually about 20 minutes after the meltdown, something magical happens. They pick up a toy car. They start telling a story. They start to play. That is the moment the brain comes back online. Step 4. The new rules. Setting a schedule. Now, does this mean your child can never touch an iPad again? No, we live in a digital world. But once the detox is over, you must establish a regime. Think of screens like dessert. You don't eat cake for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You have it at a specific time in a specific amount. You need to set a strict digital deadline. For example, screen time is only on weekends for 2 hours, or screen time is every day from 4:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Make it visual. Use a colored timer so they can see the time passing. When there is a schedule, the anxiety disappears. Your child stops begging every 5 minutes because they know exactly when it's coming. And most importantly, prioritize real life. The rule should be connection first, screen second. Homework, chores, and outside play must happen before the device turns on. You are the gatekeeper. It usually takes 3 to 7 days of a low dopamine diet to fully reset a child's baseline. During these days, try to eliminate screens completely if you can. Cold turkey is often easier than just 20 minutes because just 20 minutes keeps the addiction pathway alive. Imagine a week from now. You're at a restaurant. Oliver is sitting next to you. There is no iPad on the table. He's coloring on the paper placemat. He is talking to you about his day. He's eating his food. He is present. The zombie glaze is gone from his eyes. You look at him and you realize he's back. You didn't break him. You saved him. It will require you to be strong. It will require you to tolerate some screaming. But isn't his childhood worth a few days of discomfort? You can do this. You are the parent, and you have the power to change the trajectory of his life. Now, there is one other time of day where screens and meltdowns collide, and it is even worse than the restaurant. Bedtime. If your child cannot fall asleep without a screen, or if bedtime is a 2-hour battle of tears and one more glass of water, you need to watch my next video. I'm going to share the sleep wave method that fixes bedtime battles without leaving them to cry alone. Click that subscribe button right now so you don't miss it. Let's build a happier family together. See you in the next video.